Bum, ba, bum, 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 bum.
Welcome back to Radio Dolby 89.6 FM.
Bum, 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 bum. Yeah, welcome back. Yeah, man, it's freezing. I'm so cold.
I must admit it's getting pretty cold down here in Dolby City at the moment. My brother Dolby must be freezing at your house.
Yeah, it's freezing. We'll get that fire cracking, get some wood, eh? Anyway, how have you been doing, man? How's things going with you and yours?
Yeah, I'm not too bad actually. Luckily I got quite a bit of coal delivered in my house a couple of months back when the weather was still okay, and so now I'm toasty warm and home, and I don't really want to go anywhere. I just live between my house and here in the studio.
Same.
At Radio Dolby 89.6 FM.
Honestly, I can't really think of what else is going this week. Not too much, man. Yeah, so who have we got on the show coming up then?
Yeah, on the show this week we have got the amazing band actually called Sven Olsen's Brutal Canadian Love Saga. Some people call them the Svens, but you know, I like the longer version.
Sven Olsen's Brutal Canadian Love Saga. Yeah, I like that too. It's pretty cool.
Anyway, I'm talking to Nigel Beckford. He's come here into Dolby City, into the studio. He's going to chat about the music of Sven Olsen's Brutal Canadian Love Saga.
Ooh, you make it sound so sexy, Dylan.
I've got to admit, Brother Dolby, I'm loving this little tune thing you're doing here. It's beautiful.
Well, there's plenty more to come. I've been getting into a bit of my old school, my hip-hop roots, man, you know, so yeah, check it.
Alright, before we proceed with the rest of the show, I think it might be time to hear from one of our sponsors.
Dolby City Vapes are looking for vapologists, experts in flavors who can taste the subtleties, who know the difference between smoked fish and fish, between chocolate and real deep dark chocolate, between what tastes like pineapple and what is papaya, between what is an orange and what is a mandarin, what is a lemon and what is a lime. If you think you're the expert in those areas, give us a call. Dolby Vapes, we want you now.
Prepare yourself a cocktail and refresh with your hosts, Dylan and Andy, on Radio Dolby.
Oh, Tish and I been living in a one-room flat above a pizza joint on the T of Webb Street. Oh, Tisha, she's been stressing about a one-year lease, 'cause there's no release, and she's used up all her funds. Oh, Tisha's boyfriend shipping on a super yacht, but he snores a lot, so he's curled up like a cat on the daybed, warming whiskers in the sun. Oh, to move out would take a miracle. To move out would take a miracle. The tenancy tribunal is still ruling on our case. To move out would take a miracle. To move out would take a miracle. The tenancy tribunal is still. Oh, Tish and I've been living in a one-room flat with just a trusty amp and the moon as hi-hat. Oh, Tish and I've been trying to get the fridge replaced, but the guy we chased, he moves at snail's pace.
Move Out by Sven Olsen's brutal Canadian love saga, or sometimes more affectionately known as the Svens. I am extremely happy to have in the studio Grand Sven and composer extraordinaire Nigel Beckford. How are you this evening?
I'm well, thanks, Dylan. A little sore, I have to say. Had my first game of football on Saturday. Yesterday I did a bit of pruning and stuff at someone's place out in the garden and stuff, so it was testing. But yeah, and today, it was a good day today, even though it was a southerly down here in Lyell Bay on the coast. I did some songwriting and stuff, which is an activity that I do most days of my life.
I've always been a big fan of the Svens, and the thing that's always resonated with me about your music is they're just beautiful, lovely stories about everyday things. Where did that come from?
Well, the everydayness of the songs, yeah, I've always been a writer rather than a trained musician. I've written lots and lots and lots of things. I write for a living, and I'm always taking notes and stuff, and keeping my ears open to the ground and stuff. And I did a history degree back when Jesus was a cowboy a long time ago, but I still love history. And I'm a big reader, so to cut to the chase with your question, the French decadence in the late 19th century. I've done a lot of reading about them, and they always held the view, which I somehow agree with, that you can miss a lot of what makes the world tick if you only follow the politicians and the kings and the queens of this world. And if you turn over the paper or scroll down and you head to page 3, or the lesser things, these lesser items, that's where you really find out what makes a society tick. And that's where I've always headed, and I've just, over the years, steadily collected all these stories about New Zealand life. I'm a big fan of New Zealand history, and I just collect these little vignettes, if you like, so it takes my fancy, and then I mix it all up. I take a little bit of the real world, I mix it up with a little bit of my world and a little bit of politics and philosophy and stuff, and try and have some fun with it. And there you have it. You got a Sven song, mate.
I love it. It's so refreshing to bring back a sort of an oral storytelling through songs. Hey, there's a hell of a lot going on in your average Sven song. I want to know, how many members do you actually have?
Well, far out. This is the hardest question so far, because potentially there's an unlimited number of people who could be in the Svens at any one moment. I suppose since we started, we've had about, I must have played with about 50 or 60 people. Some of them I might have met or recorded just once briefly and stuff. They knew someone who was in the band. It basically has a revolving cast. It's a bit like a mini-series, if you like. We just, I've never played live with the same bunch of people twice. There's a core of people who are very dedicated and very supportive, and we're all good friends and stuff. And even when we're not doing the music, we're often getting together for a beer or a coffee, or just socially and hanging out and stuff. So that's been the strength of it. But I was in rock bands when I was younger, did orientation gigs and all sorts of things and stuff. But as I got older and I was more of a writer and a reader and stuff, that really didn't hold too much. It seemed like a straitjacket just to be doing things with 3 or 4 people and the same set of songs. So I just thought, how much fun could I have? Well, the more people who were involved, the greater variety of people and characters and backgrounds and stuff, and it's just a lot more, I don't know, it's just a lot more interesting. And you go along to practice, and honestly, I think the last time we played, the age span was between 15 and 72. So I think that's a triumph, and I learned long ago that the fun you have out of playing music in New Zealand, that's actually what there is to get out of it. You're soon going to, even if you go on tour or you put out a record, you're going to be pretty much back on your bum in your seat at work, or pushing the swing at the playground and stuff. It's not too life-altering, the New Zealand music business, so and mine hasn't been anyway. So I just have as much fun as I can with as many people as I can rope in.
Sounds like the Svens family is a beautiful thing, and I've heard lots of stories about the Svens actually, and I've heard a lot about long songs, very long songs, and with your entourage of members, how on earth do you organise it all?
Well, of course, as you mentioned, there's some very long songs and stuff. So, and I'm not a trained musician and stuff, so I'm a sort of reluctant guitarist. I would compose a lot on these, tiny little MIDI keyboards and guitars and stuff. But I'm lucky. Most of the people who are in this collective have full-time gigs as music teachers in the schools around Wellington, and so they bring some serious chops to my wordsmithery and also my sonic ideas. So I can hum something or sing something into this phone like I'm doing for you now, and or I can strum something, just demonstrate something on a guitar that no living guitarist would ever want to be seen dead in terms of their finger positions and their their chord shapes. And these people they can translate it into string parts, and I've also one of my oldest friends has followed me on the journey. His name's Tim Robinson. He's a great drummer, so every band needs a great drummer and stuff, and they're hard to find. So he comes down from Auckland and we do stuff. And him and I have a rule that we'll never have more than 2 goes at a song, so it either works straight away or it doesn't. And if it works, we're straight down the pub, and if it doesn't work, we're straight down the pub as well. The leader of Wellington Classical Guitar Society, Clyde Clement, he's the sort of musical director and the one with all the classical chops. So he does a lot of the string work. And Cass Haley, she's another music teacher. She writes a lot of the string parts as well, and she's a very talented person on the keyboards and stuff. And then you mix into all that, I've got bunches of people who've never ever done anything like perform before, or let alone sing, some of them. So every October, around about October and November, I rope in some people who've never done this before, and I think, okay, what can we do? Can we get these people across the line and in a way that they find enjoyable and fun? And so I take that as a great personal challenge and stuff, because I think music used to be, there's a great book, isn't there, by, I forget who it is, it's called The Rest Is Noise, that's what it's called, I forget who wrote it, but anyway, if you want to learn about the history of music, read that. And everyone used to be able to sing and play instruments in the old days, and it's something that we've lost as we've sort of delegated that task to the people who we receive through the media every day in our lives. So I think it's great that the community should take back control of its music and stuff, and people are naturally musical and we can all sing if we try, but somehow we haven't been taught, or we don't try, and we think we can't do it. But what I've learnt over the years is that people can do these things. So if you're out there and you fancy having a go, get in touch with the Sven Olsens, because you'll be singing before you know it.
What a golden opportunity for someone. Honestly, I'm disappointed that I've never had the chance to see you play, although I do remember an email from you maybe 10 or so years ago. We offered to maybe get the Svens to play in my kitchen, but I've always wondered what your live shows are like.
One thing I found very interesting that I haven't mentioned, or we haven't talked about so far, is that I make a lot of videos for my job. I sort of, and they've changed over the years and stuff. It used to be rolling out the great big productions and stuff and the crews and stuff, and now it's, of course, you can just go on your phone and shoot anything. So I shoot a lot of video footage on my phone wherever I am. I travel a lot rurally for my job. I'm out there interviewing farmers and growers and all sorts of places that you've never heard of. And, there's always a beautiful sunset or a beautiful this or that or cloud formation and stuff. And I take this footage that I've found and I mix it up with some other footage, and so I make videos for all my songs. So when we play live, there's always a big screen there, and people can come along, because I realise I've got nothing. I always play for free, and I never play in a pub, and so it's always in some community hall with some sort of white wall at the back. And so I just make people. I know people come along and go, well, fuck, this guy's about 1 million years old. It's free, how good's this going to be? They have very low expectations. And so I really I pull out all the strings. I go to enormous amounts of effort and to make these videos, and they've got bits of the words flying across. They've got all sorts of footage that they've tracked down from everywhere and stuff. So even if I know people have never heard of the materials, but even if you've never heard of it, you can still come along and enjoy it, and just enjoy yourself. And I insist on a sort of collective joy, if you like, when we play. So I think that everyone's got to bring it. I know it's a free gig. I know no one's getting paid. I know it's a drag doing all this practicing and stuff on Thursdays and Tuesdays and Sundays without playing very often. But when we do play, let's make it count. Let's make it as fun and enjoyable for people as possible, and try and make it a surprise. So, and I think what you put out, you get back, and I've always found that people are very receptive actually. And the last couple of times we played was in Mount Vic at the Tararua Tramping Club, which is a great little venue probably no one's ever been to. It's all been renovated and stuff, great acoustics and stuff, and yeah, people seem to really have a good time. I don't know how they came along, but hilariously, because of the name Canadian, Sven Olsen's Brutal Canadian Love Saga, there's some people from Canada there, and they come along for no other reason than they saw the word Canada. And so, yeah, we sort of we riffed on that for all night and stuff, and had a great old time. I told them a little bit about life in New Zealand, they told me a little bit about life in Canada, and then we parted ways. So yeah, I think that's music needs to be an adventure. It always used to be, and it always has been in New Zealand actually. And I run a million miles in the opposite direction to traditional, commercial stuff. I've got really no interest whatsoever or connection of any form in any shape whatsoever to the New Zealand music business.
Well, New Zealand music business, let's not go there tonight. But your connection to New Zealand is something that permeates through most of your songs. Like, it reeks of Kiwiana. It's like a well-worn pair of red bands.
Yeah, so I've always been a big fan of the New Zealandness of New Zealand music. And I know, traditionally it was, people were trying to be universal, try and make stuff universal that might, ensure success, and good on them. And there's been lots of bands that have done that very, very successfully recently, which is fantastic for them. But me, I'm always, right down literally in the weeds and stuff. I might take a liking to something New Zealand, like a plant or a saying, or I've always got my ears open. I was trawling around the darkness, there's the internet and stuff, and I found this woman who teaches new people to the country slang, Kiwi slang. So I put that to music and stuff, and I found what a day. I overheard some women buying coffee for one another last week in a cafe, and they met and they looked at each other and went, "Oh my God, it's you!" And then the other one went, "Oh my God, it is me." And the other one went, "Oh my God, you look so different." And, "Oh my God, it must have been ages since we've seen each other." And, oh my God. So they got to the part of the conversation where they couldn't say anything else other than "Oh my God," and I thought, well, that's got to be a song.
Well, oh my God, the Svens and the Dolbys need to join forces, because we're all about telling stories about life in Dolby City. Probably not as eloquently as the Svens, but we do it with a bit of humour, or I don't know, maybe it's just deep cynicism or something. But in the end, nothing is taken too seriously, and that seems to be part of the Sven's philosophy.
I think one thing that might distinguish the stuff that I come up with, I always try and put some humour or some wit. I try and lighten things, even very serious things that might have happened in my life or in New Zealand history and stuff, with some aspect of humour and stuff, which is, I don't know, a lot of people are reluctant to do that. But when in music, I don't see that music should be so different to other forms. We have humour in movies, and we've got funny pieces of art and stuff, and there's lots of humorous books and novels and poems that we find amusing. So I think that there is a sort of sense that you can take yourself too seriously. I think there's a lot of that, isn't it? There's a lot of very serious stuff that comes out in music, and it has its place, of course, but when it all gets so po-faced, it's really not for me, I think, and it's great to have a sort of sense of mischief in there somewhere, and be able to take the piss out of yourself too, and not take yourself too seriously, because let's face it, life doesn't take us seriously at all. You get your turn at everything, and if you can either handle it or you don't, and you either take your lessons from it or you don't. And I choose to sort of send mine through the Sven filter, and I always try and have a little laugh at myself, or poke fun at something, and then I throw in whatever I happen to have learnt along the way. So I don't know, It's a formula that works for me, and I find it a very motivating way of writing. I was like, it seems to work for some people. So yeah, long may it last.
So like a secret formula. How do you actually write a song?
So I usually wake up with an idea for a song lyric, so I jot those down. So I've got books. I'm still a big writer, physical writer, because I think you retain the information more. And then if I get the time and the enthusiasm, I'll pick up the guitar or something, or the keyboard, and I'll start to strum away. And I always try and come up with 3 ideas. So I work in threes, and I always have done. And that allows you to have a high, what do they say, cutting ratio. That's what they call it in the film business and stuff, you know. So you're gonna shoot 6 times as many things as you're gonna end up in your documentary, or 25 times as many in a feature film. So I sort of work on those sorts of ratios, and I have literally hundreds of ideas, and that means I don't have to be too precious and hang my hat on any one idea. It's a very liberating way of working and stuff, because you're sort of just free to do whatever the fuck you want.
Man, you are so Dolby. It's amazing. Hey, what do you actually record on?
This is probably true for a lot of people, for most people, is that of course in New Zealand you do most of your own recording. So I've got a little simple Pro Tools set up and stuff. Over years I've built up a few mics, and people have loaned me a bit of gear and stuff. But I do a lot of recording, and I sort of got it down to, well, I discovered early on I really wasn't interested in mixing it. It really drove me nuts hearing someone just sort of fine-tune the drums and stuff and play them over and over again in studios and stuff. So I vowed I'd never do that ever again. So I'm happy to do the recording, but I always get all my shit together at the end and label it as best I can and stuff, and do the edits and trims and stuff, and then I send it off to someone else. And that someone is Dale Cotton. Actually, over the years he's mixed most of my stuff. He's done a lot of heavy records. Actually, he's won awards and stuff for his work with people like Beast Wars and stuff. My stuff's not even in anywhere near that zone and stuff, but he's a good person to work with, and he really knows his chops, and he's got really good mixing, a set of golden ears, if you like, and he's a technical wizard and stuff, and the things that it would take you years to get to know, all the compression rates and stuff, and I have no interest in that at all. And I think that's great too for bands, just to sort of let go of it all and let someone else have a go. And he sends us back the mixes and stuff, and we make a few tweaks, and then that's it. It's probably near enough as good as we probably just make tweaks and stuff that drive him nuts. But anyway, there's a bit of toing and froing, and then that's done. And so yeah, I'm a great believer in getting it out the door and letting go of it, and letting it go on its own journey, and not being too precious about these things. So I think you can get, the trouble is when you work relentlessly on just a few songs, you can really disappear up your fundamental orifice with not too many obvious signs of benefit to anyone else. So that's recording's fun. I love it. I do lots and lots of recording, and I love having a go at recording all sorts of new instruments and strings and all sorts of choir combinations and stuff, and trying different mic placements. I've picked up some good tips from Dale and from others and from our drummer and stuff, so I'm pretty good at getting a very quick, good sound out of the drums, which apparently is some sort of, it's like learning having the map to El Dorado and stuff. But I don't know how, but I've stumbled across it, and it seems to work on the songs. You have a listen and judge for yourself. But there they are. They're just recorded in flats that I've been living in recently. I was in Webb Street, or in Kilburnie, or there's no fancy studios involved or fancy rooms and stuff. I'm sure most of you are the same. And of course, I listen religiously to not to the news cycle, but to Radioactive. That's always going in my old van if I'm tootling around. What was the last song I heard on Radioactive? It was Grace Jones singing Warm Leatherette. So thanks for whoever played that. I think it came on after the reggae show on a Sunday. Anyway, catch up. See ya.
Thank you very much. That was Nigel Beckford from Sven Olsen's brittle Canadian love saga, and we're going to go out with a song called What a Day, which is a beautiful little collection of Kiwiana linguistic delights.
What a day. I'm absolutely knackered. You're knackered. Oh, chirp, bro. Oh, chirp, bro. Oh,
Oh, Brother Dolby, that was a beautiful interview with Nigel.
Yeah, it's really nice, eh? Like, really cool. I like that little loop that you had playing over and over and over again. It's cool.
Hey, next thing on the show, we're going to play a song about vaping.
Yeah, this is a guy that I work with called Jade, and he's anti-vape. He still goes to school, and he's been making some banger tracks. So this is his latest one, the vape song.
How do we end up doing a song about vaping, Brother Dolby?
Well, Jane's just really opposed to them, and we are at the school that I work in, so it was quite nice to team up with him and tell kids, you know, the dangers of vaping.
I think we need less talking and more music.
Oh, here we go. This is the Dolby Brothers with Jade, or I don't know, is it Jade with the Dolby Brothers? The vape song. Check it out. Nice. This is a good one, Dylan.
Let's go. Vape song.
This one, Dylan. The vape song.
Yep.
It's about vapes at school.
Okay.
Yeah, have I played this before?
Okay, let's go.
Shh.
Okay. What are we talking about?
Bring it on. Keep the beaches rocking till the break of dawn. Sometimes at school I'm a bit withdrawn due to all the things that I've undergone. Every day at school, everything feels the same. Bring it on, baby, is the name of the game. Inside the toilet, just smoking your vapes. Sucking on his things like a bunch of silly apes. Puffing, smoking, hanging, joking. But you won't be saying that when you're 60 years old. You don't listen to the teachers and can't be told. You should give up on the vape, just start some goals. Because the weather out there is super cold.
The weather out here is super cold, my man. Dylan, hit me with the chorus.
I'll tell you why. Because life is boring, baby. Just boils me to death. Yeah. Give me a reason to live. Give me a reason to breathe and inhale your pineapple flavors as tropical and chocolate. Vape me, baby, just vape me now. Just vape me and feel it now.
I don't like to snitch, but I'm telling the truth. All these damn vapes are killing no youth. I'm reporting to the deans and I got all the proof. Gonna put it in rhyme and record it in the booth. I know you all suffer with anxiety and you feel a bit withdrawn from society, but don't follow the crowd and make the school proud as you do nothing in life about sobriety. But do our best to stop smoking this stuff, cause these kids are addicted and can't get enough. And who wants to spend the whole day at school hanging in the toys and just looking like a fool? Bring it on.
Bring it on indeed, my man. Hey Jade, man, that was some slick stuff. Do you mind if I lay some cuts, brother? Let's go. Jade, man, that was amazing, man. That was so good, dude. Man, that is amazing. That's a wicked track, dude.
You're thinking, what you doing tomorrow? What you like doing when you just sit around, nothing to do? What do you do? Just suck in the flavor. I sit and hail the flavors of love. I love you. Just suck in the flavor. I sit and hail the flavors of love. I love you. Dolby Vapes. I love you.
Stop talking about vapes for 5 minutes now. It's supposed to be an anti-vape episode with Jade doing this anti-vape thing, and you're smoking away and going on about how you love vapes. What the hell? He's probably going to show us this mum.
You gotta pay the bills, brother Dolby. You gotta pay the bills. Alright, let's get on to the thanks. Thanks to Shona for your wonderful, your beautiful voice. And thanks to Jade for coming on and doing a song with us. Thanks to Nigel Beckford for his wonderful interview and his beautiful music. And thank you for listening, if you indeed did. Some people do. Make sure you tune in next week, because we have got none other than Vaughn, and this guy is truly amazing. In fact, next week's going to be a bit of a Vaughn special. Anyway, back to where we are, back to reality. A song of the week this week is called Can You Feel the Darkness?
Sometimes people ask me a question, they say, where does the inspiration come from? And there's only one answer for it, to be honest. It comes from the darkness. Can you feel the darkness? Can you feel it rising? Can you feel the darkness? Gotta suffocate your soul. Can you feel the darkness? It's wrapped around you. Can you feel the darkness? Can you feel the darkness? It begins with a tap of your foot. It begins with a tap of your toe. Oh, it begins right here. As you step out, darkness feels like something solid. But when the heel touches, the crack begins. And then you begin to feel what real darkness feels like. And you fall in deeper, and it just gets darker. And blacker than black and nighter than night. And then you realize there's nothing to be frightened of. Hey Dolby.
What's going on, Dylan, my man? What's up?
Are you afraid of the dark?
I get scared, man. When the lights go out.
How dark can you go?
Real dark, brother.
Can you tell me one thing? What's darker than Dolby?
Nothing, Dylan. Nothing darker, brother.
I was slipping in the darkness when they took my friend away. I was slipping into the darkness when they took my friend away. You know he loves to drink good whiskey. We're laughing in the moon, slipping in the darkness. Take my mind beyond the dreams. I was slipping into darkness, yeah. Take my mind beyond the dreams. Where I talk to my brother, who never said their name. Slip into darkness.